dude.
Oh man. Y'all ready, man?
Let's go.
I know.
Hey.
Oh man. This instrumental brings back memories.
Yes. It's definitely an instrumental you talk some pimp shit over.
Very true.
Yes.
Very true.
A young Pimp C would have blessed this track.
I could see myself riding through smoke in slow motion and shit. Like.
Yes. This is a great soundtrack for South Chicago in like 2000.
Or the West Side of 91.
No, that was death.
No,
hey, ain't nothing happened on West Side of 91.
Easy now.
I wrote down Pulaski from motherfucking Congress to motherfucking 16th and Beloved.
Hey,
Beloved.
Peace and blessings to you, sir. hey man, look, I never cape. Listen, when I cape for the West Side, it's more like, hey, y'all shit stink too. I never said our shit didn't stink. No. Hey, I know it's fucked up. Hey, well, I am the rose that grew from concrete. Goddammit, I don't give a fuck.
Man, it look like
fight me.
It look like nothing but broken dreams and dirty syringes.
That's how I felt about 59th.
You keep going back to 59th.
That shit looked like false promises and regrets.
I don't know if I can disagree with you there, brother.
See, but here's the thing though. Nobody claims 59.
Nobody.
You ain't never met nobody who said I'm from 59.
A lot of stones.
Nah.
They ain't gonna say they're 59.
They ain't gonna say
Motown.
Motown, Mayfield, Falls Apart.
Right.
We know you know all the deck, Secretary.
I keep the records.
That's right.
Listen, man.
Records.
Listen, man. The Stones did have an iconic headquarters.
No,
but hey,
that shit.
That's for another podcast,
bro. Well, since you brought it up, I gotta say it. Them headquarters belong in like a fucking comic book, you know, like or like Double Dragon 2 or some shit. You get to the end, you make it to the fort,
and it's called the compound.
Right, you make it to the fort. You can leave it at the fort.
The fort.
Some strong nigga in the front with a double steel door in the front of that motherfucker. That shit just like a, I think it's like a, I don't know, like a garden now or something. They like knocked it down and made it like a garden or something.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, you couldn't really have that building still standing.
Nah, that shit would have been right up there with like the Frank Lloyd Wright.
It's a story.
I mean, what would you do with this one? You put a sign in front of it called the Jeff Ford House?
You got to.
You know what?
It's a history to go with it. So,
right,
you know,
it is.
You got people like, oh my goodness, this is where it happened.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing I don't understand. Like with black culture, we can't have that.
Right.
But Al Capone, this is the bar where Al Capone
St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
Right, he went underground. Yeah. He had tunnels built underground, and they got tours of the shit on Groupon. But all that shit, knock all that shit down. No, it was way too many murders. Man, y'all had a motherfucker who ran the whole city. Illegally.
Murdered, killed, tortured.
The Notorious. How many fucking movies done came out off this man's name?
And the syphilis got him.
All this shit, your ass died to an STD in jail.
Which just goes to prove that everybody is dirty. Deep down inside.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Use rubbers.
What's that?
I mean, that's no.
I think it's a boat. I think it's a ship.
A shoe you wear in the rain. I hate y'all.
Galoshes.
I really do hate y'all for being like this. Look, man, we here. We got a guest.
Yo, yeah, we do.
We do have a guest. We have Mr. Jerry Brown. I put a Mr. in front of it, so it commands.
My daddy ain't here. What the fuck?
Oh man, of Jerry Brown Realty. So we gonna talk some shit because I see a lot of y'all, man. We gotta not to give y'all like we got it, but man, we need some tips on real estate, buying houses.
Yes.
We try to get out here, man.
Before we keep going, Dion, we know a lot of people that do real estate. Look, we cool with Jerry. Just because we didn't invite you motherfuckers on to do the show, don't take it as an offense, because I already know what's going to happen. It's going to be messages. Why you ain't invite me? Look.
Watch the text for the start blowing up right now.
Look, this is no shade to nobody. Like, look, we just real cool. We known Jerry since 97. Like, everybody re-fucking lax. That's all I ask.
And let me say this in Spanish. Tell everybody who asking to come on the show after this. Let me say it in
come
Spanish.
Come on, bilingual fresh. Come on, bilingual fresh.
No.
Shout out to Claudio. I know he gonna get a kick out of that.
Listen, y'all. Listen. I'm glad you gave that disclaimer because everybody know not to.
Because you know Garcia is going to say something.
That's why I said it in Spanish.
Right? No, with an accent.
Y'all are ridiculous. Y'all are ridiculous, man. Everybody's gonna be fine, man. Who knows? I put it like this: it's always different viewpoints. Who knows? Maybe we need to bring all the realtors together, put them in the room, so y'all can ask questions.
We have a real estate workshop.
Man, that should have turned into like a battle royal, man.
Yeah, it would.
People in my industry, there's a lot of egos, man, and that's no shade because everybody, they love what they do and they're real passionate about it. But, it's all about perspective at the end of the day. So, just because you lived one way and worked one way, that don't make your shit more right than mine. Like, hey, I did something different. Like, cool. Like, as long as the client get taken care of at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck how you do it. Just don't piss me off.
I like that. I like that disclaimer. So essentially, we here. We gonna talk about a lot. I told Jerry, man, we about to essentially put him on the hot seat. We got a lot of questions. We got questions. We need answers. I know people got all kinds of questions. I know people. Where are we gonna start this? I let Ant start.
Damn.
Yeah, I did. I put you on the spot. So no, okay. I'll start because we want to know about Jerry. How long you been in real estate, man?
Man, since 2005.
That's a long time. Right?
So
17 minus.
Right. So a little backstory. So I came out of Young 2001. I went to Chicago State for like 15 minutes. I was like, fuck this. So let me get a job, right?
Right.
Like, so, because I was at Chicago State. No shade to Chicago State, but it just wasn't the right environment for me to further my learning, right?
Right.
So I got a job. I was working at Primeco, right on 99th and Western.
Okay.
This big nigga came in, just be, flashy. He had a Benz, and he wore the suits with the wide leg ass pants and stuff, and the big hats. One of them. Yeah. He was just like, hey, man, you should come work with me. I'm like, nigga, what you do? I do real estate. All right, cool, whatever. So, fast forward a couple years, 2004, August of 2004, I bought my first building.
Okay.
Right, from him. Right, and then I bought one like every 2-3 months after that. Mm-hmm. So, 2005, I had 2 flats and 2 condos. Because I was doing all right at Primeco. Like, they had that 900 minutes for $20 a month. So, niggas made a whole lot of money. Yeah. So, I was just like, man, I could do this shit. So I got my real estate license in January of 2005. And then, that was around the time where, like, nigga, if you had a pulse, you could get a mortgage and buy a crib.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, I thought I was like in a rap video or something.
Oh, shit.
Like, I bought me a motherfucking Magnum, put some things on there. Like, I was out here, right? So,
right.
I was doing that a couple years. I had my rental properties. I was making like $4,000, and I'm still working at Primeco, by the way.
Okay.
So, yeah, right. I was balling.
Damn.
And then I got fired. I didn't get fired because I was good. And then, like in the span of 3 months, I got fired from there. And then, like, all of my tenants moved out.
Oh,
damn. So I was just like, ooh, yeah. All right. So, that's what I'm going to do.
Be humble.
Right. Man, ate a big-ass piece of humble pie. That's how I got fat. But
back to the trap house. Like, good
right. So what I did, I was, when I was making all that money, I was gambling a lot, So I got a job working at Horseshoe in Indiana.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Right. So I was still doing like little stuff, I wasn't doing anything for me, but like if I flip something on the side, I just saved a little extra commission and shit. So fast forward again, I was working at Rivers out in Des Plaines, and up until about 3 months ago, actually, just doing both everything. So yeah, man. But hustle.
Yeah.
Right.
I've seen it all, like, when everybody was moving out, that's when, like, all the short sales and the foreclosures was going on. So, you kind of had to, stay through it. But, that direct deposit, that's a that's a bad motherfucker, boy. You know, you just be like, all right, like you want that for show money, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, when you passionate about something, like, you know, I was a shitty employee, so they ain't want me working that no way. So.
Okay.
But I'm a real shitty employee, but I'm a real good real estate agent.
Right.
Okay.
Understandable.
That's understandable.
Hey,
I think so when you were buying those properties, that's I think part interesting. You know, that definitely, you know, rung a bell. So man, in that span that you amassed those properties, what was your thought process into that?
So, you know, I was young. I didn't know anything. He just like, come on, do this. So he owned a mortgage company at the time. So he wasn't necessarily doing everything above board.
Okay.
You know, I was qualified to buy them because, again, I was doing all right selling phones and my credit score was all right. So I was qualified to buy a couple of them, but, you know, he may have fudged numbers on 2-3 of them.
Right.
But, you know, my whole thing was like, you know, I wanted to be like, I wanted to be able to just be a landlord, you know, because at the end of the day, I was making like $3,400 a month just on rental income.
Okay.
Like, shit, all right, this is cool.
Right.
So that was the goal, but you know, hindsight being what it is, like I didn't know that wasn't necessarily the proper way to go about it.
Okay.
So, and that was another reason why I wanted to make sure that, you know, when I got my license, I made sure people did the right things and followed the right paths, and you know, it ain't just, oh, come on, I got you, you know, like, no, bro, it's, you know, it's a process. I mean, it's a simple process, but it ain't always easy. So just education is a big thing, and I didn't get a lot, so I want to make sure that everybody did.
That's one thing I always say. Like people always say, like, man, how did you do this? Or how did, you know, regardless of what it is, like, how did you get into it? And I always tell people, listen, the education is the key to anything. You know what I'm saying? Just you know, just find out as much as you can. Sometimes you may be like, man, I feel like I'm reading too much. I'll be like, listen, trust me. It's gonna come a time where some shit gonna pop up and you can be like, wait a minute, I read this shit in April 2016 and apply to what happened now.
Absolutely. You know, and to your point earlier, you know, everybody has a different perspective, and that's why they got, you know, so many books on what you're supposed to be doing, what you're not. So, and everything doesn't work for everybody. So what, you know, Johnny say you should do and Ricky say you might not, you might need to take a bit and piece from both of them and, you know, go from there.
And here's a question I got. What, I guess, what do you? I was gonna phrase this another way, but what do you look for in a client? Like when somebody come to you and say, "Jerry, I'm ready to buy a house. I'm ready to buy a house."
The first thing, is a pre-qualification letter. Real life, because like a lot of people want to, but you know, life is life, and you may not be able to. You know, you might need to take some steps before you actually buy to do that. You know, I don't do a lot of advertising for my business. You know, 99% of it is repeat and referral. So if you just call me like off the internet or something, I'm gonna be kind of leery too, just because there's weirdos out here. But, you know, we need to. You know, if it's not somebody who comes from, if not a referral that comes from somebody I know, you know, we need to sit down and have a conversation. I can't even fucking talk. Conversation, you know, about what your goals are and, you know, what your qualifications are, and just, you know, if this is a path that we need to be going on right now.
Okay.
Now, when you said you started, you said you had your little rental incomes or whatnot. So, I'm a first-time buyer. Do you think I should jump off the porch and go get a house, or should I get my rental income to live off that first, or?
You know, that's
because I know it's tricky with the tenants, like you said. You looked up and had no tenants.
So, you know, it depends on your long-term goals, right?
Okay.
So I'm a firm believer that everybody should have rental income, just because that's, you know, money in the bank, right? So, I mean, if you're up to it, I would always suggest that you look into buy a multifamily building, live in one unit, rent out the other 1, 2, 3, however many. You know, that's always my. I mean, that's not for everybody though. Right. You know, everybody ain't built to be a landlord. True. So, I would always suggest that though, because you know the tenants are essentially making the payments for you. So all the money that you had allocated for, you can save it and you can go buy some more and just keep, you know, snowballing it that way.
Niggas love snowballing.
Got it. So God damn, Fred.
I hate you with a passion.
Man, that was a fucking passion.
I wish you ill.
Ill, Ice T. I wish you fucking ill. So Jerry, what are some typical do's and don'ts for first time, like, potential home buyers?
Man, don't start looking till you know how much money you got to spend. That is probably the biggest one. You know, people, you know, you come out just like, all right, I'm looking on the internet, like, you know, you saw that computer and shit right here.
Right.
So you looking, man, I fell in love with this house. Man, you go back, all right, I want to buy it. The house costs $400. Man, you approved for $250. So now what?
What we gonna do? Right.
What we gonna do? So I mean, unless you got $150 under the mattress, like over that Jeff Fort building or whatever, you know, like so, you know, get your finances in place first. I mean, everything else is pretty. You know, if you have your goals in order, if you got your finances in order, I mean, not even necessarily finances, but budget, which is part of finance. You know, everything else will pretty much fall into place. You know, you do want to make sure that, you know, you're comfortable with the process, comfortable with the people that you're working with.
Okay.
Because it is a really, really, particularly for the first time, it's a stressful transaction.
I've heard.
You know, like, you know, just going from negotiating a price and I'm going to get it, or is somebody else going to get it, or am I paying too much? Or, you know, you get this big, thick-ass contract that's 13 pages and like 900 lines and you don't know what all this shit say. So, I mean, you know, you got to have the right people around you to, you know, really hold your hand through the process. So, just get your team in order, man. Don't. Can you do it by yourself? Yes. I really don't suggest it though, because then you end up buying too many buildings and having to go get a job and shit.
Follow-up question: what are the signs of somebody who's shady in the business?
Oh shit!
Because I heard you keep saying have the right people, and
you know,
clicking.
so
like because I think a lot of first-time people, they kind of have a feel, but a lot of people in general in life, they don't know like when to pick up on somebody being the wrong realtor, being the wrong man for them, being the wrong woman for them.
Yeah, like if you hear a statement start with "all you gotta do," nigga, run, get the fuck out the way. Like there's like all you gotta do, man. It's easy. Like, is it easy? Yes. Is it simple? Hell no. Like all you gotta do. So like, you know, you got your people around there. Make sure that, you know, they're having a conversation with you up front. Okay. You know, sometimes people, because I mean, it's not an easy game, right? So people, you know, some people are living feast or famine. You know, they don't have clients a whole lot. So as soon as somebody say they jump up, want to buy a house, all right, cool, come on,
right? And
they're not going through the process, and then it makes for a shitty experience, and then they end up calling me. So.
You know what? You right. I'm gonna be leery at everybody who say all you gotta do.
Man, like, just run,
man, bro.
All you gotta do is get the fuck out the way. I'm telling you.
So, I know you said everybody ain't built to be a landlord, and it's funny because I be feeling that way. I be like, yo, like I don't think I could landlord other people. Like I definitely don't feel like I can landlord a property with people and tenants I don't think I'm built for. I know some people I'm built for. I be like, yo, you're a good one. I don't have it in me. Like I feel like it's important for me to know that.
Yeah, it's so stressful.
That's the first step.
It's so stressful to deal with people and like just regular, like at work, in the supermarket, like to be over these motherfuckers, like and waiting on the first, and they like don't have your rent in your account by like noon. And you be like, what the fuck? What the fuck? The first is not a surprise. It comes after the 30th or the 31st in some days.
And then you get them, they calling you like it's the 3rd. You be like, hey, I get paid Friday, and I'm gonna send it to you Western Union, and then the late fee I'm gonna have my cousin send that to you 3 days. Like,
shit,
man, look.
And then I look at a lot of stuff now. Like when I was a kid or just younger, and I used to be like, man, this landlord is bogus. You know, they don't want no kids, they don't want no pets. But I be thinking about it like, this really they shit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it ever clicked. I might be slow a little bit, but like, it's they shit. And you go into an apartment, because my pops, you know what I'm saying, he did that. He lived in a 2-flat, stayed in one apartment, then rented out
smart dude,
the garden apartment and the apartment upstairs. And he used to always let him slide. I used to be like, Pops, man, you know what I'm saying? Get your money. Nah, man, it's all right. It's not all right. You know what I mean? But he was that kind of person, man. He damn near was running a homeless shelter. I said, "Hey, man, look,
No, like I mean, you know, it's a line that you cross. Like I mean, you get them fucking habitual line steppers. Like you know, they got to get dealt with. But like you know, if the rent $1,000 and you give me like $734, and then it'll be like I'm gonna hit you the rest next week, like every month. Like, come on, baby.
And then these tenants are smart.
Oh, they know all the and all look in Chicago in particular, like all the advantages are to the tenants, like big bad landlords, like
hell yeah, like so just say they ain't paid you in 2 months, you want to give them an eviction, they get like 60 more days after that, so you end up not getting paid for like 4 months, and these motherfuckers living rent free. That's why your pops let them slide. Just be like, man, I'm finna call these lawyers and people to come put. And there be so much bullshit on top of it.
Bitch, give me the money. Just come on.
Yeah, exactly.
So, down to your point, let's like, you're not built for it. Like, hire a property manager. Like, please. Like, if that's not gonna be your full time 9 to 5, just pay. Like, it's usually 10% of the monthly rent. So give a nigga $100. So when they start flushing baby wipes down your motherfucking toilet, your phone ain't ringing at 4 in the morning. That's the true story, by the way.
Oh God.
Like man, the lady called me. This was like last August. Man, there's shit coming up through the tub. Like, how did you even do that?
What?
Shit in the tub. Like
I would have told her at 4 in the morning, baby, it's something going wrong in your life that only God can solve at this point. I'm not prepared to solve shit in the tub unless it came out and landed in the tub. If it's coming up.
I sent my brother over there in the morning, though.
Now, that's one thing I can say. Like, property managers, when we stayed in, like, Corway buildings, were mean as shit. Like, they just was no nonsense.
You figure, because like shit like that, like y'all knew y'all good, but they got 300 other motherfuckers that are assholes.
Exactly.
Just like purposely doing shit. Like they trying to short them on the money. They flush motherfucking Mega Man down the toilet, and turn the heat on 90 just for shit.
Okay, just so they can walk around naked in the winter.
Let's get to some positivity.
Hold on, but all that. You should still get you some rent. Just screen the tenants beforehand.
Okay.
Please.
Right.
How do you screen tenants?
What I've been doing is it's a website by TransUnion, my smart move. So it does credit, criminal, and background check beforehand. So it doesn't necessarily verify the income, but that's a simple phone call. Like, hey, this nigga work here. So,
Right.
But yeah, so I get like a credit report and see if they got any evictions and see if them people out there looking for them.
True, dude. Now, how do you get to the bread? That's what I want to know. Cause like I like to read a lot in my spare time. Like when I was locked up.
Brother Malcolm.
You know what I'm saying? They were saying like I think it's like 93% of millionaires like are in real estate.
Yeah. So niggas gotta live somewhere. I mean, like if you talk to anybody, like what is one thing that everybody got in common? They live some goddamn well.
Exactly.
So I mean, you either gotta buy it from them or rent it from them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's definitely a way to get your paper up.
To that point was, and this may be some completely off topic. I don't think it is though. Like when you think about that simple process, right? Like I remember a girl that I was close to back in the day. Like her father was heavy in investments, and he was like, "Yo, like it's certain things that are always going to be needed." And he was like investing in shit like lumber companies and steel, and he's like, "Yo, like when is there never going to be a need for lumber or steel?" I'm sitting there like, "You smart," like what I'm saying. And it seemed the simplest shit. Like everybody want to say, "Yeah, I invested in this sexy shit over here. I invested in this," but it's like, nah, G. Like the shit that was needed in the dawn of time is the same shit that's needed now. Like so. I guess like kind of to Fresh's point about like millionaires, I guess my thing is like that's definitely a good base to have.
Yeah. And it's relatively easy too. I mean, you get the loan and and it's always easy with multifamily properties, right? Because generally one of the units is gonna offset the payment and then everything else is gonna be gravy. So you can either take that and expand, or you can just pay down the debt on that one faster, re-leverage it. But I mean, it's so many ways to just get in it, and you know, people just scared for these. I mean, I'm not gonna say they're scared. They're uninformed.
Yep.
They don't know that, you know, it's you know, as simple as buying, renting, doing the same shit again.
All right. So, what about the quick flip? You know, I watch a lot of HGTV. So, like, that's really
keyword in that is TV. But go ahead.
Yeah, I know, but you know, that's really like all I watch is like ESPN or HGTV, and I'm always looking at like, oh, they bought this house for $225,000. They put $75,000 worth of work in it, and then they're gonna sell it for $415,000. And I'd be like, do that shit really be like that though? Because I'd be like, man, these houses out west, shit, I could buy these for like $5 You know what I mean? I could say one.
You could, but like the thing is, you're not gonna be able to sell them for that much though. So perfect example, like I had a client, he bought a building on 74th and Colfax.
Okay,
he paid $100. Hey, well, hold on. Listen to the story.
South side of St.
Listen to the story. Shit. He paid $105,000 for it.
Okay.
Spent about $60 in there. Right?
Okay. So we at 165.
We at 165. I sold it for $279.
Look at God.
Look at God, right?
Right.
So on 74 for Colfax at that.
Right.
Damn.
So
see, that's the kind of guy.
you know, so like, does it happen? Yeah. I mean, you know, they make that shit like they solve all the problems of the world in 30 minutes, right? Like. That shit took like 9 months.
And they be like working like one is a pantry worker and the other works at like Peace Corps. Bro, and they be like, what's your budget? $1.8 million? How?
Bro,
how?
Now that's one thing that made me mad about fucking HGTV. I don't give a fuck how good your credit is. I don't give a fuck if you working at one where I fucking be like, oh yeah, I'm a barista at Starbucks. And the other motherfucker talk about, oh yeah, I'm on fries at McDonald's. In San Francisco, might I add.
Right.
And they be like, oh yeah, my budget's $575K.
And then you be looking like, bitch, I go to work every day. Every fucking day. How?
And I'm just trying to get to Montego Bay.
Right. How?
I can't even afford a fucking Groupon vacation.
How?
Yeah, that TV magic is
you know what I always say, man, like to go back. One, I think a lot of times people don't realize how good it look on paper, like when you got some like property. Like that's a totally different game. Like when you go to do anything, it's like, oh shit.
Right. Like list your assets. Oh, right. Well, I have a building here. I have a building. Oh, nigga, they got assets.
Right.
Ain't that a bitch?
Right.
I skipped past that whole section.
It's like we wasn't expecting
that.
Every major application out on the field, there assets.
Right.
NA. Not applicable.
They like, we wasn't expecting that.
Like Tonka truck.
God, I hate you. Sometimes these two say shit. I just lose my whole place in the world. Not even just on the podcast. I be like,
that was funny as shit.
Yeah, I think the thing about the HGTV shit. It's like you look at it, and I look at it the same way I look at social media, right? We share the fuck out of our highlights, right? So we share the fuck out of our highlights. So I look at that like that's a highlight. Like you look at these some of them shows where they got people, you know, it come on every week. It feel like a new episode, 52 weeks a year, and they done flip the house, and you look at it like, if these people was getting it like this, they damn near made these people damn near made $300,000 every
like that
episode.
$1 million listing and shit. Like, man, look, y'all are not doing it like that, okay?
Right.
Like I know that's New York and LA, that's way different than Chicago, but man, look.
Right. Since we're here, I'll make the announcement for the brothers. The North Foreplay Show is looking to acquire the Harold Ickes homes.
we are buying them with Monopoly.
We are looking to acquire.
And it will be funded by the currency exchange or 79
and Vince it's a 24-hour joint.
It will be funded by
Fresh, you got something on your heart?
The Jeff Ford Historical Society.
You're going to start the fundraiser.
79 and Vince and something touched my spirit. Why is that currency exchange always packed? I don't give a fuck if it's 3:38 in the a.m. on a Wednesday morning.
Let me tell you something. That currency exchange provides all the singles for all bachelor parties on the south side.
Okay, it gotta be
that is a very, very valid
if you
point.
ask any motherfucker in here who had to go to the bachelor party on the south side. Where did they stop to get their singles?
79th.
79th.
Because it's right out the E-way.
Right
no
out the
matter
E-way.
no matter where you going.
It's ridiculous.
It's right out the E-way.
So and yes, it is always a line in that motherfucker. And everybody in there ain't getting singles though. You be like, why do you need this 7-day pass right now at 12:32 a.m.?
Man, because we used to go over there. Fat folks live right around the corner. I was like, hey Jack, I'm not getting no quarters out of it. If I gotta wash, goddamn it, I'm not going to that currency exchange, Joe.
Motherfucker be juking.
Man, unbelievable.
It's over 24 hours. That bitch is juking 23 and a half.
Is that the only currency exchange on the south side or something?
It's not the only one, but
is it isolated?
I don't know what it is about that motherfucker, but like, look, people are creatures of habit.
True indeed.
And look, that one is a brand, damn near.
Yeah, because I passed so many J&Js.
Do you see his face? He's talking about this like the ghetto grit,
yeah,
like the ultimate of the whole South Side. His face is lit up.
An excerpt from
my
Forbes
face
magazine.
My face only light up about that, and like when the motherfucking Docs was on 95th and Vincennes. Like that still holds a place in my heart.
Goddamn parking lot now, man.
Like they just taking like all the great shit.
Wait, that was the last
I don't even know where Docs is.
It's the one left on 87. I'm gonna say it's 87.
Where?
Right.
87.
Oh yeah, that one that take.
I forgot all about shit.
It take an hour for everything. For everything.
Curly fries.
All I want is a Doc Berry shake,
bruh. And it's an hour, and you sitting out there making new friends and shit. Your motherfucking fish swish on Wednesday ain't made yet.
Hey, you could probably finance the Docs.
Shout out to the Docs that was on Madison.
Bro, like why aren't there why aren't there more Docs open?
A Doc for $2,500.
Bro, like that's the thing. All the nasty shit that's open, like how is it's 30 Babas in the city, only one Docs?
Nah, Checkers came back and reinvented
Checkers.
Checkers.
Put the Checkers on like 63rd and Ashland. I just drove McDonald's.
Man, swear to God.
Listen. I don't even want to know how Docs work in the back, bro.
Bro,
I think they got some shit to do with it. Like, you go in the back of a Docs and you be amazed. Like,
no, it's bad. It's bad.
I feel like if I ever saw the back of a Docs, like I would like instantly die. Like whatever I believed in was all a lie. I don't even want to see it. I don't want to see it.
When my pops was studying to be an electrician, he was the manager at Docs on Madison. And it was the worst. It was the worst shit. And I'm like, bro, this ain't father-son time. Me licking envelopes and filling out invoices.
I shouldn't see this shit.
It was all bad. It was all bad, John. But it was a lot of women coming through.
Ain't nothing like a fish wish, Joe. Fuck you, big.
I learned how to make my own.
I mean, I used to stay at the Docks on like 87 and Kenwood because my grandma stayed right there on 86 and Ken Barks. So we walk up there, give me some hush puppies, Doc Berry shake.
Bro,
you're like talking about it. They turn the bitch into like a Baba's or something. Like,
I'm still mad. Them niggas let me walk from 97 to Racine, 95th and Vince. They knew where I was going. Nobody told me that Docs had closed. Man, I came back, cussed out everybody on the block. Bullshit.
Oh man,
still get mad about that.
All right, so we got more questions, man. We gotta talk. You know, this what Hov said we need to talk about.
Hey, but realize. So I'm just illustrating the fact of working with the right people, right? So like, if you can't have regular ass conversations with the people who you're gonna be going through this stressful ass situation with, they ain't right for you to eat. Like, plain and simple. Like, I mean. I'm not saying it's me because some people don't like me because I say fuck bitch digger too much sometimes. So I cuss. It's a bad habit.
I cuss.
But you gotta like people you work with. And if you don't like a motherfucker, then like perfect example. So if you were getting ready to buy a house, right?
Uh-huh.
How would you pick an agent?
Who? Well,
that's a good question.
To be honest, I know exactly what I would do. I would talk to people that I knew.
Exactly.
That would be the only really way I would get somebody I trust.
So that's the point I was about to make, right? So I don't need. I just canceled my website like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Like, I don't need to spend all that money on that, right? You figure if I got, say, 150 people, like my people,
right?
They it was a survey came out. They say 20% of everybody gonna move, once every 5 years. So 20% of 150 is what? My man fucked up. 30?
Yep.
Right? So that's 30 people right there. So those 30 people, and they all know 150 people. So I'm finna do some other shit. Y'all got calculators. So 30 times 150 is what? 750?
4,500.
Okay, see, man, well, you are. So 4,500. So that's 4,500 people right there, and I ain't spent $1 on advertising. I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do in the way that I'm supposed to do it. And like you said, I'm getting that referral business.
Yeah.
So, you just don't be an asshole. That's my business plan.
See, people. I preach this to people all the time. You yourself are a brand.
Yes, sir.
You yourself are a brand. If you get behind, if you are walking in the right path, people will get behind you. This young man just said he does the referral program over and over. Cancel this internet, all that shit. Don't need none of that. If I worked with this person before, they go tell 3 people. Them 3 people gonna tell 3 people. So. Look at that system right there.
But here's the thing: it's to the core of what is a brand, and a lot of people don't know that. And at the simplest, a brand is what do people say about you when you're not around?
Exactly. Come on, man. It ain't a fucking logo,
right? It ain't.
Put some shit on it.
Right, it ain't a website, right?
Right. You really
and what are people saying about you when you're not around? Like saying the real shit about you, like because what you do in the dark, it comes to light. Well, motherfuckers ask like, yo, like how does Fresh do business? Like, yeah, Fresh may be an asshole, but Fresh handles his shit at work. Yeah. Motherfuckers will say that. How does Dion do business? Yeah, Dion tells the truth when you don't want to hear the truth, but Dion knows his shit. Yeah, exactly. And it goes like to that. Like, but if you ain't shit at the core, motherfuckers are gonna let other people know you ain't shit at the core.
Just like when we was walking in today, I was having a conversation with Dion. I ain't gonna shout out who he was talking about, but they had a conversation about me yesterday. Mm-hmm. And I'm guessing it was positive. You can tell me if it wasn't.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And that's it. That's all. Right. Just don't be an asshole. And good shit's gonna happen. Period.
Or tell your girl tighten up or I'll boner.
What the fuck? Just go. You on suspension for the rest of the episode.
You got to remind them once a week that I will hit your chick.
You gotta tell them.
Aiden, can we cut off? Can we cut off Fresh's mic? The rest of the show.
Keep it close because he lost by.
But here's the beautiful part about what you said right there. I think we want to be. Everybody wants this huge network, right? Everybody wants to be a huge network. We all, and I won't say all of us, but I just use that in general terms. So the general thing is we all want to be on the internet. We want to have 25,000, 30,000, 100 million followers, right? You always want that. But it's like in terms of like doing business, if you have your core, if you have a large enough core, it will carry you. It's the same thing. Like you'll tell a musician this. Really, you need 1,000 fans. And those 1,000, if you can get to 1,000 fans, then you can create a career off what you're doing.
Real life.
And like even in the business of what Jerry's talking about with real estate, it's like so simple, right? So just do everything right. So when people talk about you, even in a casual conversation, like they'll be like, "Yo, like I work with Jerry. It was dope," because essentially one of the things that sticks in my mind.
That damn it, last night.
Right, that's what we just talked about.
That's what we talking about.
Damn it, yeah.
So
that's what we talking about.
I drink a lot. My bad.
Yeah.
Hey, I got fucked up last night too. Jeez, what you talking about?
The crazy thing we was talking about, like in terms of you ever look at people pictures when they close on their house. Like they be happy, but they look weary as fuck. They just went through a lot. They went through a lot. You see all these papers on the table look like novels. So you're right. You gotta to go through that process. You gotta be with somebody you can fuck with.
Man, honestly, like word of mouth and just in-person communication is still underrated.
It is. People like everybody want to be, like you said, get your followers up, but like, can you hold a fucking conversation?
Right.
Like everybody thinks they have this idea of like, like being great. It does take a certain amount of assholeness because you don't want to get fucked over. You want to be on top of your shit. Mm-hmm. But like the part of being a people person is greatly underrated. Like people who are true assholes and say what the fuck they want to say. Like, they're, like, at the top 1% of what the fuck they do. And, like, at this point, they can't get fired or nothing really can happen unless God, like, struck them down. But, like, for the rest of us common folk, like, you got to work with each other. And working with each other involves, like, being, like, you have to be nice. You have to be respectful to each other at some point. That shit comes back. Like, not even take it from a real estate example. Just take it from us throwing the barbecue that we throw every year. The barbecue, if you will. Like, you know, like, of course, like, we advertising on Facebook and Twitter and whatnot, but like,
those are your people.
Motherfuckers came off word of mouth. And like, who throw this barbecue? All these dudes, they real cool. You should check it out. That's literally what happened, to the point now. Motherfuckers be at the barbecue. They're like, oh, I didn't even know you. How do you know them? Right. How you know? Like, man, it's like, man, people ex-wives are at the barbecue. They ain't know what's showing up. Like, it's just like stuff like that happens because like motherfuckers, like, if we're generally just good people at the core, and you a good person at the core, like, that's, man, like, just people are business. You have to look at it like that.
Like I tell people, though, Chicago's so fucked up. We couldn't be bad people with our status. You know what I mean? We'd have been got touched or something. You know what I mean? Chicago too small and fucked up for us to be in anybody's limelight and be horrible people.
And motherfuckers think that we would have got like attempted to get jumped at a posh party. Attempted though. We got hands. Don't think that's gonna happen. We throw them hands. Don't get them
twisted. I just started wearing glasses, motherfucker.
I just wear them because I'm blind.
Don't take me back to the old me. Shout out to my boy Elliot. That'll be the only.
Don't let these suits fool you.
Don't let that man.
I got a question. Let's. I got some nitty gritty questions. Well, not nitty gritty. It's just
no.
So, it's some people out there who literally probably don't know the first step. They probably wanna. So, how does a person? Well, your ass no. Shut up talking. How does a person, like you said, they need to come to you, or you know they should have a pre-qualification letter? How do they go about getting that?
Right. So you know, like to that point, the first conversation shouldn't be to me, right? It should be to to your banker or guaranteed rate or wherever you're gonna get your loan from, right? Or just somebody with some type of financial acumen to your credit union, wherever. That is going to explain to you how to finance the deal. The people talk about this, no money down, like that's kind of dead, and even still, you don't really want to do that just because if shit happened and you ain't got no equity in it and you can't sell it. So I could go off on a tangent there for a while. So first thing, make sure your credit's straight, make sure you got a couple dollars in the bank, and then talk to somebody who knows about money. Right. So after you had that conversation, you get, a budget in mind, then you come to me.
Okay. I think one of the things I always throw in there, I know we've been I said it on the podcast, so I say this till I'm blue in the face. If you just have like a regular bank, just a regular big bank, Bank of America, something like that, I always tell people, joining the credit union that I joined was probably one of the best decisions because my credit union is small, super small. And I would walk in there, then people remember my face.
Exactly.
And then people talk to me about credit. Trust me. Capital One, they sent me and said, hey, Dion, you can go get a card that's up to $45,000. Here you go. Right? So Capital One's like, fuck it, go spend it all. I go to the credit union and I say, well, Capital One told me I can go get this for a car. So yeah, this is what I'm about to do. and I said, can y'all imagine the credit union coming in? They say, well, before we even do anything, they said, go to, and I'm a big cars.com. They say, go to cars.com, give us a printout of the car you want to buy. They say, possibly bring 3 selections. Bring it to us. We're going to sit down. We're going to go over which I'm sitting here like,
just give me the money.
I'm sitting here like, wait a minute. Capital One say just go in there with this, and I'm set, right? So Capital One ready to just sign my life over. They don't give a fuck. They want their money every month. And I'm sitting there in the credit union. I walk in there with them. I go in there. I give them 3 Jeep Wrangler Saharas, top of the line. I'm talking about one was yellow, one was blue, all red, like color matching top. I'm like, boom. They say, well, Dion, they say, we're not going to finance these for you. And I was like, shit. I was like, but Capital One is fine. They was like, listen, they sat down and we had an honest conversation about money and, where I want to be. And, it's, and they were like, willing. They was like, we understand if you don't want to finance with us. It was like, we totally get it. They was like, but from our viewpoint, this is not a money decision you need to make. And that made me rethink my whole decision in terms of car. I wouldn't have spent, honestly, I spent half on my car of
because
what
of that
them Jeep
conversation.
Wranglers were. So I always tell people like, man, when he say sit down with somebody who gonna talk to you about money and be honest with you about money,
Exactly.
that's the realest shit.
That is so real. And it, and it all just tied back around. Just like, you need to put like the person back in personality.
Come on now, preach that word. Preach that word.
Like be able to talk to somebody. Like, you ain't just fucking, people email. I'm guilty of it. I email a lot too, just because, sometimes I be tired. I don't feel like having a long ass conversation with some shit I can say. Okay. But man, like people just don't want to fucking talk anymore.
True.
You just need to like, so I guess that would be the first thing. You want to start getting into real estate, be able to talk to people, because you buying, you got to buy from somebody. You selling, you got to sell to somebody. You rent, you got to rent to somebody. So you need to be able to navigate all those different areas, and there's people involved in all this shit. So don't be an asshole.
And what he just said, don't that sound familiar about the advice we give to people about dating? People be like, God. I can't get nobody. But who have you actually talked to even have a chance of getting
Come
anybody?
on, hello.
Like that's
in person,
stupid as fuck.
in person.
Crazy.
But that's we just watch the Facebook statuses like clockwork.
And it's getting cold.
I got 60 likes though.
Hey, them likes can't keep you warm, baby.
Right, baby. I mean, the good Lord saw fit to give us one more 80-degree day. But baby,
what do the lonely do at Christmas?
Oh man, please.
I got another question. How different is the approach selling? Like when somebody wants to sell, how different is that approach?
It's a little different, right? So it's again having a conversation, just setting realistic expectations from jump, right? Because you love your house, you live there, that's your shit. So you might want $500,000, but if the house next door sold for $230.
Right,
man.
Shit.
My homegirl who a realtor, she had the same conversation with me about somebody who was like 415. She was like, "Ma'am, everything around here selling under 300. What are you talking about?
What? Like, do you have a motherfucking $100,000 wall in here? Like,
right?
So again, it's the same approach from the personal perspective. Did I fuck that up? Yeah.
Nah.
But just setting expectations up front. People have different strategies marketing wise. I like to do videos because again, that puts my personality back into it, and you're not gonna buy from somebody you don't know or like or trust, right?
Right.
So if you see my black ass in there, dancing around in the house, you're like, man, I like that dude. Let me go check it out.
Right.
That's somebody I might want to work with. So, and there's other stuff people do too, like with the 3D tours and shit. So, I mean, and that depends on the property. I'm not gonna spend $300 on a 3D tour for a $60,000 condo on Washington and Hamlin.
Right.
But
easy now. Easy now.
My soul is pleased.
Oh man.
But if I got a goddamn $700,000 condo, then I got to do something different too.
Right.
But again, it's just setting expectations up front.
I got a question for you.
What's up?
How do you see it as far as like, are more blacks getting into real estate, being real estate agents now more than ever? Like, I guess, how is the landscape as far as African Americans now and what you see going forward?
So I think a lot of people got a license, because they see that, I can make a whole bunch of money really, really quick, but they don't really see that it might not be that whole bunch of money, and it probably ain't gonna be that damn quick. Right. So I do think there's an influx of us getting licensed. But as far as being, full-time professionals, I think, because it's hard, man. Like, shit. We're talking about direct deposit. Like, hey, if I don't wake up in the morning and go get it, Comcast gonna get cut off next week.
Yeah.
So, people don't like the unsurety of it, and people are always looking for the instant gratification. So it's They try, and I mean, and not just with us, across the board. But speaking of your point, a lot of people they'll get a license, they'll only do it for a little while and be like, oh man, I ain't doing shit, and then they'll quit. So there are a lot of people getting licensed, and if you're out there and you're thinking about doing it, if you're gonna really do it, and do it, but if you just get a license, just call me.
So what? Like, I'm looking to buy a house next week. what would my credit score have to be? Because I know a lot of people, credit is the number one thing. I can't come there with like a 496.
Right. So, while I do know a little bit about that, that's not my wheelhouse, right? So I wouldn't be the best person to give you that advice.
Right.
I do have lenders that I work with that would be able to answer that question better. But I do know, and this is just factual information, that FHA will approve you with a 580 credit score.
Okay. Cool.
No bankruptcies in the last 2 years.
All right.
Almost there, huh?
Oh man,
we just one dice game away.
One dice game away. Give me them rolls.
Just keep swimming.
I think one thing I know, because I'm a constant. I watch literally home prices often, just because it's just something that's just curious to me.
Yeah,
like Redfin, Zillow. I'm always looking in. I love to look in different places I go to around the country, because it's amazing when I go in certain areas and I hit that nearby button on Redfin to see ain't shit for sale, and I be like, damn. I be like, this neighborhood must be.
That's how it was in DC.
Right, DC. You hit DC, it's nothing for sale. It's nothing for sale close to DC. Like, shit, I should have got in. Like, or you really be thinking like, damn, maybe my parents should have got in, right?
Yeah.
Because that would have been a hell of an investment for them. It made me think about that because the block, MP used to live on the block, and I remember they were rehabbing some of those buildings, and I would always hit Redfin. I remember telling them like, gee, this random, granted we in South Shore, but I'm like, this building over here got 2 condos for sale, newly renovated, and these motherfuckers $25,000, right? So it blew me, because now, like, of course at the time I could have did it, right? But I second guessed myself, and now I go to that block, I hit the button, and he be like, you be like, if anything over there is for sale, it's that like, it's like, now that shit's 90,000. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I fucked up. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So, what do you think about just the market in general in Chicago and where it's going?
So it depends, right? So that question has so many different dimensions. Are you buying, you selling, you investing, and what part of town you doing it on? So I mean,
so I'm buying, and I'm buying South Shore area.
It's always a good time to buy. Like, no matter where you're at, if you could buy for the right price, it's a good time. South Shore, are you buying to live in it? Are you looking to rent it out, flip it, or what you doing? Rent it out? Yeah, do that.
Okay.
I mean, people are banking on the library and the golf course, increasing the home value. That's how I sold that shit on Colfax.
Oh, yeah.
So, but if you can get in now for a good price, do it.
Yeah. Okay. I really want to buy to live in the Highlands. I want to live amongst the black people and walk out in
the
like
black
a
elite.
robe. I want to walk out my house in a robe and just
right. Yo, Trevor.
How you?
Trevor.
Wait, ain't that who Hillary used to date?
I
do want to see.
Hi, homeboy.
I want to walk out. I want to look at Jesse Jackson. I want to give him the finger.
Man.
Hey, y'all seen pictures of him lately?
No,
that motherfucker look like Logan.
I want to walk out, look at Jay, and say, "Hey man, the niggas didn't move in. It's time."
Yeah, that's fucked up. Y'all ain't shit.
Hey man.
But see, this is why he humbles us. This is why he gonna give us money, because he know how we gonna act. It's gonna be all bad.
But see, here's the thing. I don't know who you say who won't give us money, because we almost there, fresh.
No,
we
no
almost
key,
there.
no
We
key,
almost there.
Our knowledge is
out here.
Crazy.
We out here.
Y'all just don't know what we got behind these glasses going on.
I always tell people, I be like, listen, and I say to people think I be joking. I be like, when I get this 100,000 a day trade, you won't be able to tell me shit. I be like, cause I'm trading this little money and I'm making a profit. Now I'll just be doing it with the shoulders, like nigga. Like, if I had made $100,000 investment, what I invested like recently,
Baby.
Don't even talk.
That's real life gambling. Like, y'all niggas for real. Yeah, y'all write this shit down, because like, if I want to gamble, I'm going to Vegas and get on the craps table. Like, I know that's the nigga thing to say, but like,
I mean, that's real. That's real though.
But you know,
it is.
It's not a nigga thing when you win,
baby.
See? because guess what? You look at the dudes who win them poker tournaments and all type of shit. Don't nobody say like, yeah, that's a nigga thing to do. Nope.
They took 10,000 and made it 27 million and shit.
Nah, I'm talking about like the World Series of dice with Ashley Larry and shit.
Hey man,
You know what? Bankroll.
but it wouldn't have a dice league. Maybe we need to start a dice league.
But it wouldn't be looked at as a nigga thing if white people did it though. Like if white people start shooting dice, they'll be like the craps champions or some shit, and they would market that shit and ran that shit, and then they have some like it be on ESPN 8.
I think
the Ocho, and then it be like legitimized. But as soon as we shooting dice in the alley, it's look at these thugs.
I'm not gonna lie. I think we need to start a dice league because no lie, it'd be so many white people signing up to join.
Hold on, for real though. Like let's talk this out because if we could provide motherfuckers a safe place to shoot dice.
Listen, we going straight to the top like Cube did with the big three.
Yes.
We going with
Listen to me, bro. I'm so serious. We got my man Ant over here to take care of all the audits and all that shit. You know what I mean? You got me as the people person. Dion is Biggs. I'm game.
Like talk about credit. Go see Dion.
Yeah, go see Dion.
Hold on, we gonna start at the casino. We got our casino connect. We
still got people.
We already in there. World Series of Dice.
Hey, I'm with the shit.
We just got to be weary of the motherfuckers who got to call somebody when they money low. Like that's the shit.
Look,
You
can't call Peanut now.
Right. You gotta understand. These games have a buy-in. They gonna be televised, bro. We gonna televise. So ain't no fooky shit like televised.
Because I'm telling you now, the 6-8 side bet has caused more fights than the motherfucker I've seen in my life. If we could regulate that part, I would feel so safe about this.
We gotta tell them smart dudes. Ain't no odds because we on TV.
Yeah,
tenfold. It's still tenfold. Like we in the hood. I don't care. You're not getting no 60-40 split.
And Bam Bam ain't arguing with you about that shit. Like
you get the percentages coming up across the screen and shit.
Right, it's still 7-11 craps on the side.
We gonna have them wearing shirts with sponsors on it.
What we're coming out with?
Newport
OE t-shirts and shit.
Newport.
It's gonna be a motherfucker the doc shirt.
Black and mild.
Right.
A 211 father hat. Dad hat.
That's just a start though. Cause trust me, later on, as soon as Puff get wind of this, it's gonna be all Ciroc spots.
Hey man, you know what? Speaking of Black and Miles, man, you just made me think of something, man. Random as shit.
That one girl who like Black and Miles?
Man, Joe, just like in 2018, fellas know your worth. Stop fucking girls who smoke Black and Miles like the flavor back. Like we got, like if we don't step up and put an end to it, nobody will. Like just say no to them.
What I say? Oh yeah, that's what I said. Take back your fucks. 2018.
Take back your fucks.
Take back your fucks. 2018.
Fellas, like you know, if you still dirty, like get it out your system. You got 3 months left, but like we got to stop fucking girls who smoke Black and Miles.
Take back your fucks. 2018.
I tell everybody
put that shit on the shirt,
and I mean it, bro. Literally. The opposite sex dictates what the opposite sex can do.
Yes.
At all times. So listen.
I don't care how rough of a week it's been, Jack. Don't fuck them. Like I'm not even laughing about this shit. I don't care if it's like a flavored Black and Mild either. That's even worse. It's like colored contacts.
Because 9 times out of 8, if she smoke black, she tastes like blacks. I don't give a fuck. I'm talking about I don't care how much you brush her teeth, bro.
You know, on that note.
It's time, I don't know how this podcast ended on that, but
we went from
we were
empowering the black.
We was doing so well.
You know what? No.
It went from like 95% empowerment, then it went to like the dice game, and then it went to Black and
all downhill.
See, we low key just started a business. We got a dice league, a World Champions Dice League sponsored by Ciroc. So we got that, but then we had to give an important. That's a health PSA, right? It's health for the community.
We like to touch every avenue.
Civic duty.
We are for the people.
Oh man! So Jerry, how can people find you?
Not your website no more,
right? I mean,
somebody I sold a house to.
Right, shit, that's the best way. But I'm on social media everywhere. J Brown RE, like real estate. J Brown RE. Or you can just call me. I ain't scared. 630-909-9976.
Shit. All right. We with it, and then if y'all forget it, I know what's gonna happen. People gonna listen to it and say, "How do I get in contact with the guy that's on the podcast?"
We put that shit in the show notes.
Just ask us. Yeah, right. Put it in the show notes. We gonna put it in the show notes, but ask us.
Yeah,
listen, man. No foreplay. We done gave y'all professionals at all kind of realms. So y'all got to get it together, man. You know what? Let me say this. I know a lot of y'all got it together, but I'm saying we giving y'all the keys. As we always say, our network is your network. You know what I'm saying? We
most of y'all. I don't fuck with some of y'all. Sorry.
You know, that's Aunt P's opinion. I even want my enemies doing well. If you don't like me, I want you doing well. So you,
and
so that way you don't even care about me. You be like,
I ain't gonna whoop your ass later.
That's Dion's opinion.
They be like, man,
want my enemies to fall, fall the fuck off. Sorry.
No, you're perfectly fine, brother. I'm with that as well.
Okay.
So, Jerry, thank you for coming.
Hey man, I appreciate y'all having me, man. This shit is
No doubt.
hey, y'all should have me back though. Like I'm already plugged. Like we can come back. Like I ain't gotta talk about real estate. Like I can talk about anything just cause. Like
Man, you in the neighborhood one Sunday.
right, I'm gonna just knock on the door like, hey, let me up. Like
and cause it be Sunday, we be like, man, we got a guest.
Next
we put you on a rotating like emergency guest schedule.
For the cognac hour.
Banana cognac.
hey shit.
Banana cognac.
Every time you say banana, no lie, if you type it in the group me fresh, I scream at my desk. Because I hear it in that voice every time.
Banana cognac.
So look,
I gotta grow up one day. I
Jerry,
swear I will.
Thank you so much.
Hey man, thank y'all, man. Thank y'all.
Appreciate it. No foreplay. We out.
No foreplay.